peoples of the worldwide federated internet. What's good? There's no doubt, everybody knows we have an election coming up. We're all aware of that. There's going to be disagreements. There's going to be people that you disagree with who they voted for on both sides of the aisle. There's going to be some people outside of the aisle. Some people are going to vote for Trump, some for Biden, some for Joe Jorgensen. Some are going to choose not to vote. Some are going to write in a name. I think it's a good time for us to realize that we don't all think alike. The United States is a unique country. We are not a country of one unified genealogy of people, tribe of people. What I mean by that is like Korea is all Koreans for the most part. Japan, all Japanese people for the most part. We are not a country like that. So we didn't grow up with the same cultural backgrounds, many of us. Some of us have cultural backgrounds and training and upbringing that come from ancestors from another country. Some people from Ireland, some people from Germany, some people from different African countries, some people from Latin America. So the United States is very unique in that regard. There's some countries out there that are similar, but this is why we are considered a melting pot. So this is what I think is necessary going into this election. That we understand that we're not all going to think alike, but we definitely have to get to the point where we can agree to disagree. That's how life works. Some people you're going to agree with, some people you are not going to agree with. What I don't think we need is we need people at each other's throats because of who or what they support politically. As a believer, there's things I support that atheists in the United States don't support. That's life. It is what it is. That's the way it's going to be. That's not going to change until and unless these people get saved, right? It is my desire as a believer that I'm able to share the gospel with people I encounter and or that my life would so shine before men that they would glorify my Father which is in heaven. So with that said, I don't see people who have a different ideological or political belief than me as idiots. I used to see it that way. God corrected me on that. These people think differently. Now, they may be wrong and they may be deceived. There's things that politically I may be deceived about. I do my best to pay attention to the issues at hand and to the things going on, but that doesn't mean I'm always right. And this is where we as a country need to get better at recognizing that we're not always going to be right. Right? There's sometimes where you're going to be right. There's sometimes where you're going to be wrong. But what we do need to be able to do as a country is come to the table, see what we can agree on, see what we can compromise on politically, because there's going to have to be compromise. When you have two warring ideologies that have to exist in the same space, there's two options: compromise or war. And let me say something for you revolutionaries out there that think that's what you want. You have to understand how history works. This is a problem people have, is they don't know history. Revolutions, oftentimes, I would say probably 85% of the time, maybe higher than that, do not end well for the country in which the revolution happens. I think people look at the history of the United States and they get it confused. They think because the United States ended up well after the revolution that this is what they want. Take a look, do yourself a favor and take a look at the countries and where revolution happened. Look at the state of those countries after that. The Lord Jesus Christ said something: a house divided cannot stand. We're not going to agree all the time. We're not going to see eye to eye all the time. But if we're divided, we don't stand. If one of your legs goes one way and one of your legs goes the other way, you topple over. They are of no use. They cannot even execute their intended purpose for you to stand and walk. If we are going to stand and walk, we are going to have to figure out where we agree, and we're going to have to figure out where we can compromise. And in the areas where we just don't agree, we're just going to have to agree to disagree. Again, you look back at these countries where revolutions happen, and it did not end like a lot of these people in the streets rioting and destroying cities think it ends. It doesn't end how they think. Revolution normally ends one way: power vacuum and the tug of war of tyrants. And it's normally years upon years before that country even resembles a stable country. I don't want that. I don't want that at all. And I don't think any of you want that. So going into this election, let's understand that we're going to have disagreements. Some people are going to vote for Trump. Some people are going to vote for Biden. Some people are going to vote for Joe Jorgensen. Some people are going to decide not to vote. Some people are going to write in names. Look, this is the spice of life. We have a country of different peoples, different tribes, different people groups, different ideologies. But the one thing we can't have is a constant call for violence every time we don't agree with someone. That will not work. That will not work at all, and it won't end well. Little public service announcement from me, your friendly neighborhood Brooklynite. Y'all know what it is. Stay frosty, people.